because if you do not perform well, they are going to extend your training, and I'm very sure you don't want that, because obviously if your training will get extended, you won't be getting sessions and you won't be getting any incentives or something like that. Hello everyone, my name is Anamika and welcome back to another video on BYJUS Academic Specialist. So as by the thumbnail, you'll be able to guess that this is going to be the part 2 of how to perform well in your training series. And if you haven't watched the part 1, I will put that video here so that you can tap onto it and go watch it first, because in that I have discussed, a very important topic, which is like the 6 audit parameters on the basis of which you are judged during your training as well as when you start taking sessions. Now, don't think that you will be judged or you will be scored or you will be given feedback only when you start taking sessions. You are judged, you are scored, and this is done on a daily basis by your mentors and your trainers while you are in the training period. So make sure that you go through these and you do not make mistakes, which I did. So in part 1, I majorly, discussed about the demo and the different parameters on which you will be judged in your demo. And in today's video, I will be discussing about the rest of the tasks like assessments and Viva and self-study. Okay. So first, let's start with assessment. So there are 2 types of assessments. First one is going to be MCQ based test, and second one is going to be handwritten one. So if you talk about the MCQ based test, so this will happen, or you will have to go through this test on your LMS. Okay, it's their portal in which all your training resources, repository links, all your training meetings, everything is there. Okay, so these assessments will happen on LMS. Okay, now the number of questions could be either 30, it could be 20, it could be 35, it could be 50, it could be 60 as well. Okay, it depends on the particular subject, and you will be given about 30 to 35 to 40 minutes, based on the number of questions which are there. So you have to go through all of them, and you have to make sure that you complete the entire MCQ based assessment in one sitting. Okay, then if I talk about the second type of assessment, which is the handwritten one, so yes, they are going to be like about 15 to 20 questions. Okay, there's going to be a list of questions, and you will have to write them down on a piece of paper, not a piece of paper, but obviously like in a copy or something. Then after you're done with writing all those the answers to all those questions, you will have to scan the pages, and then you will have to upload it on Google Drive, and then you will have to submit it there. Okay, submit in that portal, LMS only. So this is how handwritten assessment work. Now I know, like the first time when I came to know about this, I was like, I had this thing that we'll have to write again, and you have to write actually a lot, like 15 to 20 questions are a lot. So one tip or one advice I would like to give you here is that don't keep it for last moment. Okay, you will already be getting your training schedule beforehand, and you will see that at what day you will have to do like this kind of assessment, the handwritten assessment. You will come to know about it. Like when it was my first time, I did not know what kind of assessment will it be. Later on I came to know that it is going to be a handwritten assessment. So make sure that you watch this video and share it with others as well, so that that other also come to know about it. And the handwritten assessment should be completed, I would say you can complete it 1 or 2 days before. Like even if you write 3 to 4 questions every day, you'll be able to complete it easily. Okay, so don't keep it for last minute, because you are judged on that. They actually go through each and every answer that you have written, and you cannot bluff them. Okay, and you are given marks accordingly. So make sure you write questions, and you write them according to the marks which are given there. Like if it is a 5 marks question, then make sure that you write it well, you write it in detail. Make sure to add diagrams if there is any, and make sure to add equations and everything if there is any equation required. So yeah, you will get good marks. Then this was all about the assessment. Now if I talk about the Viva, so Viva, I would say you don't need to prepare individually for Viva like separately, but like if you keep doing your self study in a nice way, you are thorough with the chapters which were given to you. So I'm sure that you will perform very well in the Viva, okay? Now, if I talk about how you can ace in Viva, so see what happens is that they will send you repository links. Now, these repository links will contain textbooks of different boards like CBSE, ICSE. Then they will also contain, you can say, PDFs, okay, of different chapters. So if you go through like it's totally up to you, whichever source you want. Either you can study from textbooks or you can study from PDFs, okay? But make sure that you scroll down to the end of the PDF, and there you will find a list of questions. Do not skip that. You have to read all those questions because there are concept based questions, they are logical questions, and they somewhere relate or they connect the theory which you studied in the chapter to the day to day activities and observations that are there. So, and usually like mentors and trainers, they usually ask from those questions, okay? They will ask you the questions from that list in your Viva. So make sure you go through them. Also, if we talk about the textbooks, so in textbooks also there will be like different boxes, different compartments where you will see, did you know, or some facts would be written. So do not skip them because they are quite important. They are like extra knowledge, and usually like trainers ask that extra thing in your Viva. So make sure you cover all of that. Rest, I think the Viva is not very difficult, okay? And you'll be fine with it. Like my chemistry and biology Viva, they were like on point. I scored like A grades in both of them. But my physics Viva, since I was not very thorough with the subject and all the topics, so my physics Viva was not up to the mark. Obviously it wasn't too bad also. I still haven't got scores for it, so I cannot tell you like which grade I got, but still it wasn't, like I am very sure that I won't be getting A grade. So make sure you study on a daily basis, and you make sure that you complete your self study subjects and the topics which are given. Now this is about the Viva. Now let's talk about the self-study. So as I already discussed, that do not, keep your chapters or your self-study material pending. Okay, make sure you, cover it each day. See, you do not need to, mug up everything or, learn everything by heart. Just go through all the chapters. Okay, and you'll be very fine with it. Just go through it, and I'm very sure that there will be a few days where you will have to study beyond your working hours. You will have to study after 7 p.m, but it's fine. Like initially it will be there, you will feel that it is very hectic and it's a lot to cover, but eventually you will get used to it, like I am now used to it. So you too will get used to it. So don't worry about the self-study and everything, that there are so many chapters, how will I cover them. Everyone has done that and it's manageable, so you will be able to manage it too. Initially you might feel a little difficult, so just make sure you do not keep those chapters pending. Just cover it anyhow, just cover it that day only. Like don't keep it pending, just read it. Okay, just read it, don't mug up everything, don't learn it by heart, and you'll be like really good to go. So this is how you can manage your entire thing. Just make sure you're not keeping anything pending, because if you keep pending, so it is going to pile up. It will like seriously pile up, and at the end you will feel that I should have read this before, or I could have scored good marks. So it's very important to score good marks in your training, to perform well in your training, because if you do not perform well, they are going to extend your training, and I'm very sure you don't want that, because obviously if your training will get extended, you won't be getting sessions and you won't be getting any incentives or something like that, because incentive will be given only after you start taking like the real sessions, not the mock ones. So yes, make sure you perform well in your training, and make sure that you do not take a lot of leaves, okay, because obviously you will be left behind, and if you will be left behind, you will be out of your team, you will be shifted on to some other team, because your actual team is now ahead of you, so you will be shifted to the team which is in your level. Okay, so make sure you do not take a lot of leaves, you do not keep your work pending, and that's it. You'll be good to go. It's not very difficult, but it's not that easy as well. And I'm making this video so that you can be, prepared and be aware about all these things are there, because it's not difficult. But if you are like, if you know such things from before, so it'll be better for you, because you know what's coming for you, what's next. So yeah, that was all about today's video. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, do subscribe it, like this video if you're liking the information which I'm sharing with you. And if you have any suggestions, if you want me to make a video on any topic which is related to this BYJUS Academic Specialist, so you can comment below, and your suggestions and feedbacks are most welcome. And this was all about today's video. I'll meet you in the next video. Till then, bye.